The honourable member Cypress Medicine Hat, followed by Red Deer North.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Wild Rose believes we need more value from our infrastructure process. The drama that has plagued the TransCanada bridge repairs in Medicine Hat has tainted the recent announcement that will be completed by next week. The provincial government failed to do its due diligence for the original contract, which resulted in 2.5 years of delay for all Medicine Hatters. After a new contract was signed to complete this work, this government now isn't paying the bill, and a small contractor is owed $1 million and has had to walk off the job. Mr. Speaker, why is this government not paying their bills?
Honourable Minister of Transportation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In fact, the honourable member should know that we do pay our bills, and if a contractor, typically who's a subcontractor of somebody that has gotten paid, doesn't, there is a process through the actually the infrastructure legislation. And when we hear about those things, and I think in this particular case of this contractor we do, and if it is this contractor that this honourable member's, that if I'm correct in my assumption, and I'm sorry for assuming, I think they've been given that direction, Mr. Speaker. But the fact is, I would recommend that the honourable member talk to those people in Medicine Hat, because he's talking about a mess. I heard from a whole bunch of them this weekend. They're very happy with the way that project's gone.
Honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, given that the government has difficulty finding qualified contractors to complete infrastructure, doesn't this government see that not ensuring timely payments of the bills, like the money owed to asphalt haulers on the 2-month delayed ring road, will only make it harder for all Albertans to receive full value for their hard-earned tax dollars?
Well, Mr. Speaker, sometimes I struggle with things to agree with this honourable member on, but I think we agree on one thing. When somebody does work, they should get paid for it. I believe he believes that, and I certainly do. So that's why we have a process in place, Mr. Speaker, that when we pay a contractor and one of their subcontractors, the money doesn't get to them, that they can go through the legislation and get that done. So we help them wherever we can, Mr. Speaker, because these are actually the problems that you have when you're building Alberta, and the honourable member might want to consider that, because on the other hand, if he's not building Alberta, he won't have these problems.
Honourable member.
Just want to build it right, Mr. Speaker.
Hear, hear.
Given that this government regularly mismanages the selection of these contractors, and that this results in the awarding of contracts to companies that don't have the capacity to complete the job or to pay their bills, when will this government increase the transparency and accountability in the infrastructure payment process and start to care that hardworking Albertans get full value for their taxes?
Honourable Minister.
You know, Mr. Speaker, I tried to throw the honourable member a bone. It just doesn't work. In his first question, he said the project's going to be finished next week, and the third question, he said the project's not going to get finished. Mr. Speaker, the member doesn't seem to know whether he's coming or going. But I'll tell you what is going on, Mr. Speaker. That project will get open soon. The government will get paid. Will pay their bills. We're building Alberta. People in Medicine Hat and across Alberta will enjoy the infrastructure that they need and deserve, because, Mr. Speaker, under this Premier and this government, we're building Alberta, and we're providing the infrastructure that is so desperately required.